Hi, so I'm gonna be talking about the time I got hit by a truck in 8th grade. So I had school this day, and I was a bus rider at the time. I was in 8th grade. It was February 2015. I don't remember the exact day. That's all I remember was the year and the month. Cause I was so excited to go to the fair. It could have been in January. It was in January, because the fair was next month, but I couldn't go because of my injuries. So yeah. So I was a bus rider, and I was getting off the bus, me and my friend, because she lived on the other side where you don't have to cross the street, and I lived like across in another neighborhood. And we was getting off the bus. Yeah, we were getting off the bus, and we said our goodbyes. She walked away. And then next thing you know, like before, I was always cautious of crossing the street. So every time I'll look this way, look that way, and even if there's cars coming, I would not cross the street, no matter how far a car was. Like, I was not gonna cross it until I see no cars. So yeah. So usually it takes me a while to cross the street because, I'd be extra cautious. So I went to go cross to where the median was so I can be safe. It was like a grass circle median where I stand in the middle of to cross the other side. So I was walking that way. I didn't see, mind you, I didn't see no cars left, right, nowhere. So I was crossing there. I didn't make it. I almost made it, but I didn't. I was still in the road walking. And a truck came. Next thing you know, I was flying. I went flying. And I didn't know what happened. It happened so fast. I didn't realize I got hit by a car. I didn't realize anything. And then the girl came back. She's like, "Oh my gosh, Aaliyah." Then I was like, I have to go home. I have to go home. I was in pain, but it's I was in shock. And I was like, I have to go home to my mom. I gotta go home. And yeah, I was like, I have to go home. And she was like, what's your mom's number? And then another lady, she saw what happened. She's like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? Are you okay?" And it's I couldn't talk. The only thing I was saying was, "I gotta go home. I gotta go home." Because I knew something happened, but I didn't know what happened. And then, yeah, she was like, my friend who was there, which I'm glad she was there. She was almost to her walkway too. She lived in a wooded area, and she was going in, and then she heard the boom, the crash. So she came to see, and she dropped everything. And I still want to thank her to this day. I love you so much. And yeah. So she dropped everything and came over there, and I was like, here, it's in the iPod. My brother's iPod. He got an iPod for Christmas. My mom was strict, so I couldn't have a phone at the time. And then she had got a new number, so I didn't know her number. So I thank goodness that I had my brother's iPod, so they could call my mom. And yeah, so we called my mom. My mom was freaking out. I remember seeing them. I remember. Okay, so the paramedics came, and I felt I was gonna pass out. Everything was going black. I was really thought I was about to pass out or go on or something. I never felt that way before. And the guy was like, "Calm down. Are you okay?" Because I was breathing hard. He was like, "Calm down. You're gonna pass out if you breathe too hard." And I remember not being able to get up good. I was in so much pain, my legs and everything. And then that's when I looked over to my left, and I was like, the truck, it was my neighbor who hit me. I wasn't in my neighborhood. He just came at me, and his truck was messed up in the front. It was a F1. It was a F-150. It was in the big trucks, but it was still a truck. His truck piece is gone. And what happened? Yeah, so my whole left side was messed, in pain, messed up. But I was in shock, so I didn't feel much. I just knew I couldn't move my legs at the time. So like, I was in the paramed. No, I saw my mom come. She didn't have any shoes on. All she knew was I got hit by a car, and she ran. Like, she literally ran to me. And like, all I can do was cry, you know? Because I was in pain, you know. I didn't want my mom to freak out. She was crying. And then I got in the ambulance. They had took me to the hospital by my house. And then they were asking me how bad is the pain, 1 through 10. And I was like, it's definitely a 10. It definitely hurts. Like, the ambulance is bumpy. And mind you, my legs was like, it hurt. It hurt so bad. So like, that happened. I got taken. Oh, yeah, when I was in the ambulance, like, my sister found out the news, so she left school, her practice, and she came home. She ran to the scene, but I was already in the ambulance. And yeah, so like, they took me to the hospital. And the doctor I had was terrible. Like, she was being so rough with my legs. Like, I'm like, girl, like, I just got hit by a car. Like, why you moving me like this? And she was trying to put on the brace. I didn't have to. Okay, so like, even though I flew and got bad damage, like, I didn't break any bones, which was a blessing. And what else happened? I didn't have to have surgery. I just was on crutches for a couple weeks. Yeah, I was on crutches for a couple weeks. Pain medicine. And yeah, that's it, really. Like, yeah, I think that's it. Like, taking a shower was hard because my legs was in so much pain. I had to lift them up. So yeah, my whole left side, like, it still feels like I get aches in it still. But it's nothing major. Like, I'm glad that I was safe. I'm glad that it could have been worse, basically. I'm just glad it wasn't. And yeah, so I was in crutches for a couple weeks. I hated them. But, you know, I needed them. What else? I'm trying to think. Oh, after that accident, I got a phone. Yep. I'm trying to see what else happened. Oh yeah, and then the dude cut off his insurance, so like, we won't sue him or anything, which I did wanted to, you know, get some lawsuit money, but he cut off his insurance. That was really selfish, but yeah, that was really scary though to go through. That was scary. I was just blessed, you know. I was really blessed at the time. Yeah. And I'm still paranoid to this day of crossing streets. And I still, you know, make sure there's no cars coming at all before I cross the street. Because, I don't know, I'm just paranoid, you know. That would make you paranoid. Even before I got hit by the car, I was paranoid. But yeah, that was my story time of me getting hit by a truck, you know. So, bye. Oh, don't forget to subscribe.